evening, everyone, and welcome to the 29th Annual Alumni of Distinction Dinner. Tonight, you're going to be introduced to 6 amazing graduates of the college. These graduates have all sat as every one of our students sit in tables and chairs and graduation seats over the past couple of decades. The neat thing about it is from then going forward, each of their paths have been different. They have shown their creativity. They have shown their engineering skills. They have shown leadership in healthcare. And also, most importantly, given back to our communities. So this is it. First, I want to ask, is everyone glad to be out of the basements and out of their garages? I'm telling you, we've been waiting for this night for a few months as we've picked this on the calendar. First, I'd like to do a land acknowledgement. St. Clair College would like to recognize and acknowledge that it sits on the Three Fires Confederacy traditional territory of the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi nations. We also would like to acknowledge the many other tribes and indigenous nations that call this beautiful land home. We give thanks to the land and the surrounding water for sustaining us. I'd like to welcome Karen Bolger, where is Karen? We're going to have her just stand up. Don't worry, it'll be just quick. Stand up and sit down. Karen Bolger, where Karen? Stand up. There she is right there. Karen Bolger, who's a graduate from our Developmental Service Worker program. Tim Burney, right over there. Tim Burney, graduate of our Civil Engineering Technology program. Kristen Kennedy, graduate of our nursing program. Oh, where is she? Right there. Tomoko Oxenfarth, where's Tomoko, a recent grad from our fashion design program. And unfortunately, not attending tonight is Michael Adet, graduate of our business program, and Chris Valdori, graduate of our advertising program. Give them some love because they're going to see the video. They'll see the tape tonight. So we got a few stories. Don't worry, they'll be celebrated also tonight. Again, I also would like to do a special welcome to past St. Clair College Alumni of Distinction who are here tonight. You'll meet some of those people later this evening, and right now this family has become 125 members strong. At this time, I'd like to introduce our senior administration team, and I'll have them stand up because in this world of St. Clair College, they don't always do what I ask anyways, but I got a crowd and I got a microphone, cameras. First, we introduce Patty France, our college president, right there. Wasim Habash, our Vice President of Academic. Mark Jones, Vice President of Finance and Chief Financial Officer. Joe Sirianni, Vice President of Human Resources, Safety, Security, and Facilities. Michael Savaggi, Vice President of Academic and Registrar. Administration in attendance tonight, Lindy Prendy, Executive Director of our Center for Academic Excellence and Quality Assurance. Lito Zuccato, Dean of our School of Engineering, Apprenticeship, and Skilled Trades. Mark Benoit, Chair of our School of Academic Studies at our Chatham campus. Biagio Latucha, Chair of our School of Skilled Trades. Jimmy Parsons, Chair of our School of Media Arts and Design. Linda Watson, Chair of our Nursing. And from the Alumni Board, John Feldman, our President. You stand up, John, you ain't sitting down. Lori Kemp, also a Alumni of Distinction recipient. There she is over there. Billy Paganopoulos, from a recent, also on the Alumni Board and also a past recipient of Alumni of Distinction, and Ryan Peebles, General Manager of our SRC. Whoa, 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 what was that? You students at the back, we don't do that here. We're dealing with COVID. All right, thank you. I just took all your fans away, Ryan. Sorry about that. And tonight we also have members of our foundation, our Board of Governors. From our Board of Governors, Egidio Sovereign, our chair, Kevin Baudouin, Renew Coslaw, John Parent, Gary Rossi, and from our foundation Board of Directors, David Moncourt, our president, Jody Cluche, VP and Treasurer, Pat Best, and the ones we always, I gotta make sure because I don't want any things happening. Let's deal with the elected officials now. Here we go. Whew. Ready. From City of Windsor, Councillor Ward 1, Fred Francis. Mayor of Lakeshore, Tom Bain. Deputy Mayor of Lakeshore, Tracy Bailey. Mayor of Kingsville, Nelson Santos. Mayor of Essex, Richard Malage. Deputy Mayor of Essex, Steve Borkman. Essex Councillor Chris Vanderdolen. Now we'll see how the cheers are from his own people. From our SRC, Student Representative Council, our President, Shabam Sharma, and board members. Oh, so for Ryan, you give all that to your president, I get a. And then TSI, our president, Hannah LaCroix, and her board members. At this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the college, Patty France.
Thank you, John. On behalf of the college's administration and the entire family of St. Clair's staff and students, it is truly a pleasure to welcome you to the Alumni of Distinction banquet as we all enjoy the hospitality of our St. Clair College Center for the Arts. As I've chatted with award recipients in the past, I've asked them this question, and I suppose I'll pose it to this year's honorees as well. Casting your mind back to your days as a student, did you ever imagine yourself at this exciting and illustrious stage of your career, or even foresee yourself in your present-day position at all? Perhaps Tomoko, in the recent graduate category, will be the only recipient who is where she thought she might be along her post-graduation career path. Then again, successfully launching her own clothing line within 2 years of graduating may have even surprised her. For the other 5, if they've been anything like countless other individuals with careers spanning a few decades, their employment lives have been roller coaster-like adventures, often unpredictable, nervously uncertain, but ultimately so very rewarding. Take Chris, for instance. He now works in a field, actually the linked fields, of communication technology and hospitality. That barely existed when he graduated from the advertising program back in 2010. When he was receiving his diploma during convocation 12 years ago, we would have been baffled if he told us that he would one day be the social media manager of a company that has a button on your phone that you could push to type in an order to almost any restaurant, and the food would then be delivered to you by people who travel around like taxi drivers, even though they're not really taxi drivers. I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the curriculum back in 2010. And Karen and Kristen, we've seen your remarkable career paths represented a number of times during the past 29 years of these Alumni of Distinction presentations. Individuals who started off as fresh out of college grads in the most hands-on types of jobs in healthcare and social services, and ended up today in the highest administrative levels of their organizations. And I'm sure Michael and Tim might say their journeys have been fascinating as well, starting on the ground level and gradually climbing to the top executive positions of their enterprises. In the year following the recognition, the college invites our Alumni of Distinction recipients to be the guest speakers during our convocation ceremonies. The story of their career journeys, the advances, the detours, the persistence, the initial skills provided by St. Clair College, coupled with the practice of lifelong learning, all of that is so very valuable and so very inspirational for our students to hear during our graduation ceremonies. And I suppose the fundamental lesson in that is that our marketing motto of "Start Here, Go Anywhere" is absolutely accurate, but it should not be perceived as suggesting that grads will necessarily be starting here and going anywhere in a perfect straight line. The nurses who will be graduating this June will learn from Kristen that they could end up running a hospital, just as our civil engineering grads will hear from Tim that they might eventually lay down their tools to oversee a conservation authority, while Chris tells this year's advertising grads that they may, like him, find themselves involved in an industry that doesn't even exist in the present day. I look forward to the inspirational remarks that will be delivered to our graduates during our convocations this year, just as I look forward to the insights we'll all benefit from as we hear their stories this evening. Again, congratulations to our 2022 Alumni of Distinction, and thank you for all joining us for this very special celebration this evening. Thank you.
And now I'd like to call up the president of our St. Clair College Alumni Association, John Feldman.
Okay. That's bright. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, President France, Board of Governors, Alumni Distinction, past president, and tonight's guests. Tonight is a very special night for the Alumni Association of St. Clair College. We are celebrating the hard work and professional journey of 6 graduates of the college. I, like John, am pleased that we are back from our 2-year hiatus. So if we could just get a for that, because that's exciting. I first want to say a special congratulations in person to our 6 2021 honorees, which we virtually celebrated last year because we couldn't meet like we are tonight. So well done, Will, Anita, Lori, Dave, Elizabeth, and Flora on your outstanding achievements. If we can just give them a quick round of applause. Our 2022 honorees that will be introduced to you tonight each have a unique story beginning on the day they graduated from the college. Stories of opportunities, decisions made, hard work and accomplishments, deserving to be called one of our St. Clair College Alumni Distinction. The Alumni Association family of over 125,000 strong are part of the fabric of business, community, skilled trades, media, healthcare, and leadership throughout Windsor, Essex, Chatham-Kent, Ontario, Canada, and the world. The Alumni Association supports the strategic directions of the college and strives to stay connected with our St. Clair College graduates by hosting alumni events, supporting our communities, and discounts on products and services with affinity partners. Speaking of affinity partners, I would like to thank Johnson Insurance for their ongoing partnership with our association and their sponsorship of tonight's evening. So on behalf of our St. Clair College Alumni Association Board, congratulations to all of the 2022 honorees and to all the graduates of the college. Let's stay connected and enjoy our evening.
Thank you very much, John. And now I'd like to call up Egidio Sovereign, Chair of the Board of Governors of St. Clair College.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I am honored to be here with you as we welcome the newest members to the St. Clair College family of distinguished alumni. I am proud to say that this is the 29th year in which the college has recognized the success and contributions of former students who have excelled in their vocation and contribution to their community. This year's list of honorees will bring the total graduate recognized by the college to 125 since 1992. It's actually been a fabulous year at the college. The opening of the sports park at our Windsor campus, the expansion of the Zuckelman School of Business and IT here at our downtown campus, the opening of the GEM International Residence at the Windsor campus, and new levels of achievement by our St. Clair College Saints athletics. Next month, we are looking forward to an official opening of the Zuckelman Center for Business and IT at the main campus. These initiatives are the result of hard work and inspiration of the college, administration, and the students under the leadership and guidance of our president, Patty France. Our students, past and present, are the beneficiaries of an investment in knowledge and practical skills coupled with real-life experiences that form the foundation of their career when they leave the college. Tonight's award honorees have been on a unique journey. Each of their paths started at St. Clair College. Their quest for achievement, however, did not stop here. They have gone on to enrich business, culture, technology, society, and health. Their stories are unique and stand as an inspiration to all of us. Tonight, you will learn about each of the members of the 2022 class of St. Clair College Alumni of Distinction. They join a unique group of high-achieving individuals of previous years' distinguished alumni who reinforce to our community when a student enrolls at St. Clair College, one can start here and go anywhere. On behalf of the board, I congratulate our honorees as we recognize and celebrate their outstanding achievements. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
And now representing the mayor of the city of Windsor, and also representing Ward 1, and someone who's getting married next weekend. You're taking too long to get up here, so what are we going to do? The one, the only, Fred Francis, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Fairley. I've known the guy for 20 years and he insists I still call him Mr. Fairley. So thank you, Mr. Fairley. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Congratulations to the honorees and your family and your friends. Congratulations to the St. Clair College family. Congratulations to President France. Let me just say, having worked with President France as an elected official the past 8 years, Windsor, Essex is extremely lucky to have President France in our community. So please, a round of applause for President France and your team and all you do. Congratulations again to the honorees. This is your night. Thank you for all you do and continue to do to make our city, our region, a better place. And to the many students here tonight, your opportunity is now. You will soon be out in the world making these same contributions and in many years be here tonight and being recognized for those achievements. I want you to know that that opportunity is here. Seize it. There are big things happening now. There are big announcements happening now, sooner rather than later. Mark those words. So this is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to take everything you've learned at St. Clair College and work to make your community, your neighborhoods, and everything in Windsor, Essex a better place. So thank you. Congratulations to the honorees. Congratulations, President France. Congratulations, Mr. Fairley. And it's Potawatomi. Potawatomi. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
You know, when we do these and have these honorees in selection of Alumni of Distinction, there's usually 50, 50, 60, 70, 30 sometimes. It kind of, the the graph or the gauge goes Windsor, 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 County, Windsor, 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 County. Well, welcome to 2022. It is a county win for Alumni of Distinction. So representing the county, the mayor of Kingsville, Nelson Santos, on his way. You gonna walk up right there? Look at this. It's a good Portuguese blood that you have.
I can do that for you.
All right, there you go. So you're
Oh,
good
that's
with
all
that?
good? Oh, awesome. I was going to borrow his mic. Stop him from doing that math. I know it was a little tricky. But I'm here on behalf of the Essex County Warden, Gary McNamara, who can attend today to bring greetings and certainly to acknowledge the special evening that we have together. I mean, what a perfect honor it is for this evening to recognize 6 accomplished St. Clair College alumni. Thank you to the amazing team at St. Clair College for hosting this celebration, and it's so wonderful to see everyone in person. Again, it's a pleasure to be here representing the county and the incredible careers that we have seen and started to hear from our St. Clair graduates who are making a difference within their chosen fields. And I'm sure they will tell you it all started right here. St. Clair College is and always has been an integral partner in propelling our region forward. It's also been the launch pad for many students who've gone on to make exceptional contributions in their workplace and their communities. And no community benefits more than we can say tonight than the County of Essex. Again, 4 of tonight's honorees are at the helm of organizations that are essential to our residents. And I'm pleased to say that I know each of these honorees pretty personally. I know how hard they work and how hard they serve Essex County residents. I've seen the firsthand how exceptional skills that they provide to help benefit our region. For example, as Chief Executive Officer of the ELK Energy, Mike Audette, he's running a critical infrastructure service that's only going to grow in importance as we continue to shift to more electrified transportation. Karen Bolger has just navigated community living Essex through challenges of the pandemic and has shown that she is without question the right leader in this organization. And I'm honored to be beside her, noting that maybe this distinction is a little bit bigger than sharing the apple peeling title and contest. But believe me, it's a coveted title that many other politicians you heard from tonight have still not been able to grasp that. So honored to share that with you as well this evening, Karen. Congratulations. Tim Burney, how much can I say about the history we have with Mr. Burney in the county and the region? He's been a steady hand, a strong leader at the Essex Region Conservation Authority. I mean, we know flooding during the severe weather is certainly a serious threat to homes and to our region and properties across our region. It's reassuring to know that Tim's leading the team and it's helping us prepare and deal with the severe weather events that we're prepared for and the impacts of climate change. And he absolutely can carry a tune. So maybe he'll sing some notes for us when he's up here later to inspire us. And now certainly while flooding challenged our infrastructure, COVID-19, the pandemic, it certainly put unprecedented pressure on our healthcare system. And again, Kristen Kennedy's leadership at Erie Shores Healthcare, collaboration with other community organizations throughout the pandemic, the many roundtables, Zoom to Zoom, the work through the different ministries that have happened. And not only did she step up during the whole pandemic period, she moved up in class each time and truly represented our region. And again, how she stepped up has made it seem impossible, but yet has helped save lives in our region. So thank you so much. And thank you, Mike, Karen, Tim, Kristen, for making Essex County a better place to live. Congratulations to all of our honorees this evening for your achievements. We're proud of you and your roots here at St. Clair College. And just before I wrap up, before someone pulls the plug on me, just want to ask you to take a little nature walk with me. It's kind of one of my other hats that I wear these days. So I want to recognize that while we appreciate the alumni and their career paths and recognize that they are distinct, tonight we can see clearly where they were influenced at this college and how they were prepared for the journey that was to come. So in the years that have since followed, it's important to acknowledge how these paths have also served another purpose. They not only lead us, these paths connect us and build up our community. They build up our region. And once again, these paths, as they brought us back here tonight, to remind us and to inspire the students of today of just how important the paths are. So thank you for joining me and all of us in this walk back and into the future. Good night.
Well, obviously, the county made up for time for all the years they didn't have anybody. No, I mean, they had others in the years, but I'm just saying. So, good old Nelson. Nelson, you're now working, is it Jack Miners you're helping out with now? Jack Miners, that's the hint about the nature walk, go to Jack Miners. Hashtag Jack Miners. Anyways, those of you in social media, tonight we want to remind you, those that still do social media and don't know what social media is, we've got people to talk to. Our students back there will explain it to you. Hashtag A of D 2022. Hashtag A of D 2022. And with it also the college website, Roseanne, the college at St. Clair College or at St. Clair Alumni. Is that all right? Roseanne, we're okay? I'm getting a nod. Oh, Adriano, you want it? Anyways. Okay, so that's that. We are so thankful as an alumni association, as a college, the investment that we have had with an affinity partner. Now, you may have affinity partners you've heard about. They're the ones that, oh, you get a free coffee here, and you get to do this, and you buy their thing, and you get, $1.25 over here and everything. One of the major affinity partners of St. Clair College is Johnson Insurance, and they've been part of the college as a partner of the Alumni Association for a couple of decades. At this time, I'd like to, Yvonne, you want to come on up? Yvonne Brady? Use the stairs. I don't want Johnson Insurance people slipping and falling. But anyways, Yvonne, welcome.
Thank you so much, John. Good evening, everyone. It is so great to see all of you gathered tonight for the celebration of the amazing accomplishments of the graduates of St. Clair College. Thank you to President France, of course, our dear friend John here, the alumni team, and the Alumni Board of Directors for the generous invitation to sponsor this event year over year over year. Johnson Insurance has been a proud partner since 1987, and I'm incredibly proud to share we are celebrating our 25th year anniversary in our partnership. So that's awesome. Today, with the support of Johnson Insurance, again, I am incredibly proud to say that Johnson Insurance has supported the St. Clair College community with over $2.1 million in support. So from the Johnson family to all of you, thank you for investing in the future with innovative programming, student alumni, and community engagement that fosters economic growth at home and abroad. Congratulations to the St. Clair Alumni of Distinction honorees over the past 29 years. And tonight, special congrats to Michael, Karen, Tim, Kristen, Tomoko, and Chris. This is your night. Thank you so much for the pleasure and the honor of joining all of you tonight. Let's celebrate together for the first time in 2 years. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Yvonne Brady McDougall. Thank you very much for that. And we will be back a little later and start a little bit of our celebration. So enjoy. Just so everybody knows, too, that masks are optional here tonight. And go outside the room. We ask you to wear it, and then optional when you come back in. Enjoy your visiting, and we'll talk a little later. Thanks, everybody.
My mother was an electrical engineer back home, and she actually wasn't able to find a job in the 90s whatsoever because nobody would hire her because she was a woman. So for me, it's very personal to see that the workplace is becoming more equal. I think we still have strides to take to get to full equal opportunity and full equality in the workplace, but I think we're definitely getting there one step at a time. St. Clair College, rise above the ordinary.
Hi, everybody. So, As you heard tonight, and if you follow St. Clair College on their website or St. Clair Alumni on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, this past 2 years, as you know, changed a lot of our world. We did not have the opportunity to fully celebrate live and in person our alumni of distinction of 2021. I'll tell you a little story. It was 2020 / pivot 2021. So we thought, a couple of the people are here tonight, we're going to just do a little something. Let me introduce you to them. Will Bigelow is a class of 2006 animation tradigital. Stand up, Will, right over there. He's a technical director, art director of Barron Championship Rings in Tecumseh, Ontario, right? Best thing about Will is this. That gentleman right there, folks, designed the Championship Raptors championship ring. That guy right there. A graduate in honor, an alumni of distinction of the college. Thank you, Will. More about him later. Flora DeMena couldn't be here tonight. She's from the class of 1980 interior design. She's president and principal designer for FDM Designs in Vaughan, Ontario. Flora, I'm telling you, go back to our write-ups at stclairalumni.com. Read about her. See the wonderful architects and interior design she does. It's unbelievable. We showed our president, Patty France, and she said, well, I need to buy another house so she could redesign it for me. It's that good. Flora couldn't be here tonight because she is traveling to Europe to, again, do what she does worldwide. Our friend Lori Kemp is here tonight. Oh, Lori, stand up right where you are. Lori Kemp is from the class of 1990 communicator, 1991 interpreter sign language, and she presently is the executive director of Children's First in wonderful Windsor. Nice to have you here with your family tonight. David Merhej is from the class of 2003, business marketing. And he is, whether you know or don't know, he's an actor-comedian. You find him on Hulu as a co-star on the hit series Rami. David Merhej is an actor, stand-up comedian, born here in Windsor, and began performing right here in the Windsor-Detroit area. Now, Dave could not be here tonight because tonight he is in Toronto. Toronto, he is with Rick Mercer. Anyone know who Rick Mercer is? He is one of the 3 comedians with Rick Mercer on the Just for Laughs Comedy Night in Canada tour, 19 cities across Canada, our alumni of distinction from last year. He is traveling with Rick tonight. So I asked him, do you want to come down for a wonderful meal tonight or be up in Toronto performing on the Comedy Night in Canada tour? So like I said, he won't be here tonight. We're going to try to have him back. I said we're going to have a homecoming, a David Merhej homecoming at our Chrysler Theater. So hopefully you get to see him. And Elizabeth Moses is from the recent grad class of 2017, a CNC precision metal cutting person, class of 2019 general machinist. She's a woman in trade spokesperson all across Canada, and she just moved to Alberta. So I called her today. I said, Elizabeth, we're having this dinner. Do you think? And she sends her best regards from Alberta. And Anita Riccio Spagnolo, and you may know Anita. She's from the class of 1999, personal support worker. She's the fund development for Canada Mental Health here in Windsor, Canadian Mental Health Association here in Windsor, and you know her for tons and tons and tons of fundraising all over. Well, enough about me talking. Here's just a little snippet of those last year's virtual winners. Here they are.
school put me into training, into working hard, and you know, it built a skill, like, you know, that I think sometimes you may not, you know, if you're like, oh, I don't want to go to school. It does have a schedule. It puts you in that, you know, like, it helps you work. So I learned that, and I also learned how to market myself, like from posters to even talking to people and to online marketing. It all helped out there. I remember all this, majority of the stuff the teachers told me, and I've applied that to my comedy, whether it's through building a website, or, you know, running a tour, or building the concept of a flyer, or even the concept of a show. It's all helped.
I heard wonderful comments and feedback about St. Clair College, and the PSW course was a rewarding course, helping people. Didn't know if I wanted to go into nursing per se, so I wanted to start with that. And I found it to be a fantastic course that the college offered. My instructors were wonderful. Mary Powers was a wonderful, influential instructor for myself, and I just really enjoyed the PSW course. It's given me a lot in my life, which was just something that I always wanted to do, and I'm happy that I was able to do it. At CMHA, we're very busy. We like to educate our community with a lot of our resources and programs that we do offer. We go into workplaces and schools to talk to kids and youth about the programs and services that we offer. And I just want to be someone that my kids can look up to and say, you know, she's a mom. And of course, that's my number one.
The two big names that helped me along the way when I was at St. Clair was Richard Moy and Ron Kilbride. Both fantastic people, and then they're fantastic teachers on top of that. Like, the life lessons they teach you was just like so valuable. Like, I can't underscore that enough. They were fantastic the whole way through. I think the big thing about the Raptors Championship ring was it's a love letter to Toronto. The city being on top of the ring, I don't think has been done before on a pro team. It was all about ice everywhere. It's got the most diamonds ever. It's the heaviest carat weight ever. That was important to the team, is that they wanted something huge and record breaking. It's really amazing just to see everyone love it. And it's the mountaintop. You take a breath of fresh air at the top of it. I say this around here all the time when these big projects come through. They are stressful, but you got to enjoy them too, because like the stress is actually a privilege to have.
I started out in 2016 at St. Clair. I finished a program for the pre-apprenticeship in 2017. And I started working at Windsor Mold that year. And I started out on the shop floor in different departments, working on different components, learning how all these molds are built. I went back to St. Clair and finished a full apprenticeship program for the general machinist. And now I'm working towards my Red Seal, which is the highest certification in a trade in Canada.
While I was at St. Clair College, I have to say, we were a community. We celebrated together, but we cried together. During my time on the Board of Governors at St. Clair College, it was an enormous learning curve. It was probably the most governance board that I had been involved in, but what a wonderful opportunity, because I was able to give back to the community where I worked. At the time, I was working in Chatham, Kent, and so I was very active with the board in the activities and events that were sponsored in Chatham. And then I was also able to give back to the community where I live.
I went to St. Clair College, so I had to decide what school to go to. It was well outfitted with the program. The instructors were wonderful, so I decided to go to St. Clair College. We had a great drafting teacher, Mr. Horwitz. We had one more good teacher, Ernie. Ernie, he was amazing. But what he would do, he'd be sitting at his desk in the front of the class, and he'd start rendering. But it was a great advantage for us because we could see his ideas flowing out of his head. It was like just fluid right into his head. He'd be drawing, so as it came out of his head, he'd be drawing. So to see firsthand a professional work on a project was the greatest thing we could have, the greatest gift we could get.
So let's have a round of applause for our virtual this tonight, but now real 2021 honorees. One more time, everybody. President France came up with an idea that we wanted to have something special. And when you get to know President France, things are special and unique. And what President France came up with the help of Will Bigelow, this is before he was even Alumni of Distinction, what she came up with is for a special St. Clair College Alumni of Distinction pin. This is a pin that has 5 emeralds of our green on the bottom of it. And again, was designed, only ones are gonna get this. I've asked, I don't get any. Other people in senior group asked, they aren't getting any. Board of Governors, chairs, they don't get it. It's only for Alumni of Distinction. Celebrating at this stage the 5 decades that we have been a college. So tonight, we're going to start handing these out to those that are here, past Alumni of Distinction that are here tonight. I will call them up. But first, I will be gracious and have our attendees from last year stand up. Will Bigelow, you already know, it's no surprise to you. But here is your pin. Lori Kemp. That's it. That's it for tonight. But we don't want to leave other people out. So now I'd like for the people, when I call your name as past Alumni of Distinction, you're going to stand. From 2015, this is when they became Alumni of Distinction. Now, I'm not giving out ages. I'm not doing anything else. From 2015, Tracy Bailey. Stand up, Tracy. Miranda's going to be dropping that off to you. Congratulations. She's at the town of Lakeshore. So if you ever do any campaigning, you can wear that proudly going door to door. It's worth a little bit. It's gold and got some jewels in there, so maybe not, now that I'm thinking about it. Adriano Chodley. Where is Adriano from Windsor Eats, 2018 Alumni Distinction? The best jacket and outfit tonight. Adriano, Windsor Eats, working so hard. Bike lights or Friday night bikes or what are you? What's it called? Friday night lights, and it's all the biking and the tours and dinner at the pier, and him and his sister, alumni of the college. The one and only Roseanne Denise, Roseanne, working at the college now, formerly the Windsor Star from 2008. Liz Ferrano, where's Liz? There's Liz working at DMG, Douglas Marketing Group from 2017. David Garrett from 2015, there's David, working also at the college. I guess that's how they all end up. They all end up at the college somehow, it seems sometimes. Dave Garrett teaching in business. Larry Koschelski, Larry from Centerline. Him and his wife, Sherry, are unbelievable with their first robotics, and you see the robotics programs. Him and his wife lead that team. Ed Morocco from 2009. Ed Morocco used to be Sergeant Ed Morocco from OPP, teaching in our Police Foundations and PSI course now. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Lynn Martin. Retired media personality and so much from CKLW. The Lynn Martin Show. That was pretty good. I always like how those radio places come up with those big, they have a huddle and everything, and they know how to call the show, and we'll call it the Lynn Martin Show. But thank you, Lynn. And one of our board members, Billy Paganopoulos. Billy, who his name alone is about 182 points in Scrabble. Stand up, Billy. Look at this. And if you need anyone for a Greek wedding, he is in charge of the drums and bongos. That's our boy. And John Lodarski, where's John? From 2011-12. John Lodarski retired from Enwin Utilities, right? You're basically running that joint, right? Weren't you? All right, I can't hear you, so I'm sure you're saying yes, but they're trying to get by without you. Thank you, John, doing consulting now. And Alan Budabaugh, who is working at the back right over there, is working for our technician, and he's a graduate from Alumni of Distinction of 2001. So Alan is back there, so a round of applause for him. Why don't you come up here, Nelson? Nelson Santos, come on up here while we're bringing out the next course. What I thought I'd do, because you're kind of like the trigger over here. Come on over here, sit up here. You have been a part of my face-to-face shows. And because of COVID and everything this year, grab your mic there. Because of COVID and everything, we decided what we're going to do is just have a little interview with everybody tonight. And he was the nominator for Michael Audette. And Michael Audette from ELK, which is Elk to Some Energy. So obviously, tell us a little bit about Michael Audette that we don't know and Elk.
Okay, thank you, and certainly an honor to recognize alumni from the college who've been providing tremendous service to our community. So I want to say, over the past 2 decades that I've known Mike Audette, he's established himself as a responsible leader that's very team-oriented, and for one who doesn't seek the spotlight nor limelight. Mike's always helped establish a competitive yet successful place for ELK Energy Inc. In the electrical service industry. While each of us may bemoan those dreaded flickers every now and then, we kind of worry about that electricity supply and the sustainability. But tonight's acknowledgement, I think, really is premised on how far students and the alumni of St. Clair College have truly shown and continue to shine. And for Mike Audette, his contributions, they've been centered in service. They've been adapting to almost constant change, and it's quite a circuit. And my apologies if I get into puns and kind of dad jokes, but it just happens. Can't help it. But it's certainly not shocking that for many in the audience tonight can recognize what impact change, innovation, and conservation represents across most sectors. So when I certainly talk about the regulatory regime, such as electricity, change is a significant part. So what matters, and I didn't say what, I said what matters. And I thought you would pick on me with some language. But what's of importance to note is the significant change in regulatory transitions that Mr. Audette has seen as CEO for Elk Energy. And it continues to provide one of the most affordable energy providers within the province through ELK. And as most of the affordable energy providers in the province, it addresses the residential customers, the commercial businesses, and he certainly takes pride in supporting those residents across Lakeshore, Kingsville, and of course our heralded center of the county universe, Essex, right?
Right on. So round of applause for Michael Audette. And really a CEO that needs a PR guy, let me tell you. He's kind of under the radar, and he's been serving. And ELK stands for, what does ELK stand for?
So that's our Essex, Lakeshore, Kingsville, Inc.
All right.
Okay.
Now the neat thing with, so when there's a flickering or the power goes out, you being the mayor of Kingsville, your first call is to who? Your wife, to see if she's, no.
Right, she's double checking. No, certainly I'll reach out to Mike and to the company. They've started to work on a response, a community service response, and outlining when there's planned outages. So they've certainly started to respond in that essence. But it's certainly taken some time to get to where we are today, and to see the evolution of it. It's again important to be only a call away to get answers.
And the neat thing about Elk Energy is they take our students for placement. They have hired our alumni. We've got a lot of alumni of the college who are working for Elk Energy. But again, thank you for nominating him. And again, Michael couldn't be here tonight, but thank you, Mayor, for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. We'll be back a little later. Thanks.
One of my favorite things about St. Clair College were the professors. They brought in real-world experience, which allowed me to develop skills that I brought directly into my career. St. Clair College, rise above the ordinary.
My name is Elena Banks, and I am in the Welding Techniques program. So I'm currently working at Schlegel Villages, and I had graduated from St. Clair College taking the Registered Practical Nursing program. The course has been amazing, honestly. My teachers and the students have been super helpful with any questions I had, because this is not something that I've done before coming into this program. Just because you're a female doesn't mean you have a less of an ability to do something compared to the other people in your class, and just take that and kind of run with it, I guess.
Hi, everybody, welcome back. Now we're going to meet our next honoree. I'd like to introduce Karen Bolger, 36 years in the business at Community Living and helping our community. She's the Executive Director of Community Living, Essex County. Come on up, Karen, and join me as we talk. You can get your own microphone. You know, you executive directors have a big voice and things, but there you've got your own microphone now. It's good, it's good to go. How are you? Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Glad to have you here. So let's talk about Community Living Essex County. Tell us about where you've worked and you being the executive director. Tell us about Community Living Essex County.
Well, Community Living Essex County provides supports and services to children, youth, and adults with intellectual disabilities throughout Essex County. We provide a variety of supports and services, from residential supports, accommodation supports. We help people with obtaining employment, community participation supports, and we provide families of children and adults with intellectual disabilities short break or respite supports as well. So a variety of supports and services. Sorry, I thought the mic went out. Must have been me, user error.
So for those that don't know, the program she graduated from is in our Chatham campus. So let me ask you a question. Why St. Clair College? How did you come up with the decision to choose St. Clair College for your education?
Well, it actually came from a high school guidance counselor at the time. There was a lot of different options, and I applied for 3 different colleges, and I was accepted at all 3. But when it came down to it, I just thought that St. Clair College would be the best choice for me. It's a bit of a smaller college. I felt that it was more welcoming. I liked the fact that the class sizes were smaller. It just felt, I felt as though it would be, I guess it just fit for the way that I learn, and I just thought it would be the best fit.
The neat thing about, if you haven't heard about Community Living Essex County, and Nelson Santos mentioned a few things, but it's events, events, and events. I mean, you've got everything for some Jingle Bell Run, you're part of the Ruthven, is it the Apple Festival?
The Ruthven Apple Festival is our major fundraiser annually. Yep.
Right, and so that's big food. And there's so much going on there with food. Yeah. And then you run it all off in this Jingle Bell or Jingle or something.
Jingle Bell Walk, Run, and Wheel. And that's sponsored by Kenneth Ford in beautiful downtown Essex. Yeah.
The other thing, too, if you ever, and as certain people in this room would know, if you don't know how to wrap a gift at holiday Christmas time, you're also in Devonshire Mall, which I've used your services a lot. So tell us about that, because that's quite unique that you've had a break for a couple of years.
Yeah, we have. But we have a gift wrapping booth at the Devonshire Mall. We've done it for many, many years, and we have volunteers, and probably many of you have volunteered to wrap at our gift wrapping booth. We start December 1st, and we go right through until about 5 o'clock on December 24th.
So if you're going to talk right now to some of our students or those that are watching tonight and saying, why should they look at St. Clair College? What would you tell them that you think back on of what was special to you, of why they should go to St. Clair College for their education?
Well, I think For me, I was 17, so I was relatively young when I went to college, and it was my first experience being away from home. And when I went into the college, I felt so welcomed. I felt respected. Again, the class sizes were smaller. It was really focused on the area that I was interested in, which of course is working with people with intellectual disabilities. And just the camaraderie between the students and the instructors. And I was talking to a few people and I was trying to remember instructors' last names. I can remember all of their first names. I cannot remember any, that's not true. I can remember 2 instructors' last names. That's how welcomed you felt, that's how respected you felt. You know, the expectations were high, and there were some pretty difficult classes, but you know, when you needed that extra help or that extra push, they were there. It just felt like a family. And so I would suggest that if there were students looking to attend St. Clair College, I think you just feel like you fit in. It's a great learning experience, and you learn so much from the instructors, and you have so many opportunities and placements that help you to decide on your future course.
And we thank you because you're one of the agencies that takes our students from our
do.
DSW.
We enjoy it.
And hire our grads.
We do.
In various disciplines and various programs. Karen, thank you. Thank you and congratulations being honored tonight. And I will let you get your trophy.
Thank you very much.
From our president and say a few words. Thank you. Karen Bolger, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I am overwhelmed and humbled by the number of people here to celebrate the accomplishments of the Alumni of Distinction recipients. Congratulations to all of my co-award winners. I realize that I am standing between you and a delicious dessert, but there are a few people that I would like to thank and acknowledge, and I won't take up too much time. I know I have a couple of pages here, but as I get older, the font needs to be larger and the spaces in between much bigger. First, I want to thank a longtime employee of Community Living Essex County who I've known for over 30 years, Donna Rushlow. Donna nominated me for this most prestigious award. Donna herself is an alumni of the St. Clair College DSW program. And so when I received the call from John to inform me of this honor, needless to say, I was totally shocked, surprised, and it was completely unexpected, but so exciting. So thank you very much, Donna. I'd also like to thank and acknowledge the college and the Alumni Association Board of Directors and their sponsors for not only this award and the wonderful event tonight, but to acknowledge the association's outstanding support and contributions to our community. I'm proud and honored to be an alumni and a recipient of this award. The path to success is never paved alone. For me, it started with my parents and siblings. Values, expectations, and encouragement created an environment where we could all excel. Thank you to 3 of my siblings that could be here tonight, Debbie, Wendy, and Roger, and of course, many other family members that are here. I'm thrilled to be celebrating with you. My husband, Norbert, and children, Kyle, Cody, and Brittany, are also here, and they have contributed so much to my success, and this celebration and award belongs to them as well. They have been my rock. They support me in every way possible. When I doubt myself, they're there to give me encouragement, sometimes a reality check, and sometimes a kick in the butt. I've dragged them to every event, fundraiser, conference, AGM, you name it. They are always there for me, and I can count on them to be my honest critics, but also my biggest fans. Their love and support has allowed me to further my education and my career doing the work that I love. I don't have the words to tell you how much I appreciate you and how much your support means to me, so thank you very much. I also have a wonderful network of friends and coworkers, and I'm so happy that so many of you are here tonight to celebrate with me. Another fantastic surprise. Thank you again for this amazing recognition and award, and have a great evening, everyone.
Congratulations, Karen. Our next honoree is something, if this person shows up at your place of business or your home or whatever you're doing, sometimes it's, well, I won't get into it. But I'm pleased to welcome next Tim Burney, the CAO of IRCA, for 37 years in the business. Tim Burney, everyone.
Alan, take some of the bottom end out, give me a little more verb, clean up the top. You got that, buddy? Thanks.
Look at this. Look at this. The CAO just takes over on my table, takes over on the mics. Let me tell you, because when you show up in the old days, I'm not saying now you're in an office somewhere, but when he would show up in his truck or something, and get the plans, get the architect, he's got questions. I'm worried about the frogs. I'm worried about what's the worst weed you could worry about in Windsor, Essex County? How about in South Windsor? What's the worst weed?
Spike blazing star.
Oh. We will explain that someday. But it's a great salad if you could make it. Tim, tell us about the one thing about him is the second oldest of 11 kids. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of sandcastles and digging ditches and all the stuff that you did growing up. But
I was supposed to be the parish priest.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, my mother suggested I should choose the priesthood. Could you imagine?
No. No, I couldn't. Tell us about IRCA and your team.
Earlier on, there's been some comments and some discussions, county, Windsor, all this type of thing and whatever else. The Conservation Authority is a watershed-based organization. We cross political divides. My board members are members of each municipality and participate on my board, and I have a fantastic group of people, elected officials, who represent you on my board. And I'd be remiss, my chairperson is, I've got the pleasure of having Tanya Jobin, my current chairperson from the Essex Region Conservation Authority, sitting at my table tonight. Also a counselor from Tecumseh. I'll save my nominee for my thank you speech, but also a counselor and a member of my board. The Conservation Authority deals with hazards protection, flood protection, mitigation of erosion. As our climate varies and changes, and as we start having to respond to more common storm events and storm events surpassing modeled standards, it's a grave concern. We have to make sure that we are advancing the science so that we are ensuring that people who are already in harm's way don't suffer more. We provide levels and standards of protection for people there. We also, in the agency that comments on and works with our member municipalities for protection of the natural environment, something that's near and dear to your heart and my heart, especially with the pleasure that I've had of actually working with the college on several major construction projects. And John's kidding about some of the plant life and what have you. We had to work through some onerous things together with the province to get some of the development to work that was needed for St. Clair College. And again, we did it through knocking our heads together and getting out there in the field, working through some details, and we had to come on the province on a couple of things, but we were successful, and we resolved the issues.
So why St. Clair College? Why the choice for that?
I'm a local boy, born and raised in Woodsley. Woodsley's actually the capital city of the county, just so you know. Being I was from a large family, there wasn't a lot of money to throw around. I had been working off the farm, on the farm. My dad had about 3 or 4 jobs to try and support the family. We embarked on a construction business and started to erect agricultural storage systems and steel buildings and other things. And we quickly garnered a high level of success. And we needed some technical supports, and we needed somebody with some type of engineering background. And so things were moving quickly. I needed some practical, hands-on knowledge, some practical instruction and direction. And looking at the various offerings from universities, colleges, Ryerson in Toronto and other, after I saw the pedigree of some of the teachers at St. Clair College, we had practicing architects, we had practicing civil engineers who were teaching there at the college. I thought, you know what, that's the place, close enough to home, and practical hands-on instruction from people who were active in the field. And so it made the most sense to me.
So that helps with the next question was, what would you tell a high school student or someone looking at what their profession should be? Obviously, that practical and hands-on and experience of our faculty is the story, isn't it?
It really is. And I'm not, I often wish that I had gone on after St. Clair and got my engineering degree. But to actually have the opportunity to be educated, and while you're being educated, to actually do the things that you are being instructed in, it resonates quickly with most people, and it sticks with them. And you just can't beat what is offered at St. Clair. And still to this day, I still associate with many people who are still affiliated with the college. So, you know, once you get there, they freaking never leave you go, for God's sakes. And but it's a sense of family.
It's a chip situation. We got chips in everybody who graduates.
It's
we know
full
where
control.
you are. We can find you at any time, and that.
Oh, I won't. I'd feel it again.
I feel it. What's the name of your band? Do a shout out. What band are you in? Here we go. Listen to this.
Anybody interested in some good old-fashioned rock and roll? No drama. Oh, yeah.
There it is. And you're a singer?
Apparently, they tell me I can.
Well, we'll save that for another night.
Yeah.
We'll have, maybe you could be the opening act for David Merhej a little later.
Let's do it.
Do that. We do the homecoming for him. Welcome to the family of the Alumni of Distinction.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. When I perform, I use a cordless mic, so this is kind of unusual for me to be caught and trapped here, but I think Fairley's done this on purpose, so.
We're just worried you're going to break into song or something if you had a handheld, so has kind of put you in a little bit of a box that you put us in and many
Thanks,
other
man.
people in Windsor and Essex County when you go look. Never mind.
You know what they say about paybacks. So, I have some thanks that I have to provide. First and foremost, I'm blessed with having my family here with me. My beautiful daughter, Bryn, her husband, Aaron, my son, I'm so proud of, Josh, his beautiful wife, Shannon. But I also have to acknowledge my beautiful wife of 41 years, Cindy. When you have a family support team like that, you can do a lot of great things. I also want to acknowledge and thank my nominator, Laura Lucier. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I still think I'm being punked. I still think that Fairley's actually up to something and somebody's actually going to find out everything about me. I want to acknowledge I have several staff members here today. I appreciate the time that you're spending with me, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you. There's three words I was thinking about when I was thinking about saying a few things here. And those words are success, failure, and happiness. And when you embark on a career, you look at that career as it's going to be the means that I use to put food on my table, pay some bills. Hopefully I enjoy the work. Hopefully it provides me some happiness. When you hear those other two words, success, failure, even the sound of the word defines for you what it actually is. Some people can be a successful failure. That's okay. But I don't know if you could ever fail into being successful. So, as John had said earlier on, I'm from a family of 11 children. I was number 2 on the hit parade. Second oldest male son of an Irish Catholic family. You're supposed to go to the seminary. So I early on tried to tell my mother that wasn't going to happen. So I pursued other interests and other goals and other objects. But what was instilled in me, though, was through my mom and dad, you got to work to get anything. And if you're never going to be handed anything for nothing. And if you want to be successful, you have to sometimes not be afraid to fail. There's an interconnection between those two. And when you start to understand what that interconnection is, you can fall into happiness. And it is a peculiar thing to think about, but the association of those three words works quite strongly. So I think we're expecting some dessert soon. So I want to get there because of being from a large family. I don't want to start serving that dessert until I'm there to receive it. So.
Trust me, I know all about dessert. Don't you worry about dessert.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. What a wonderful, wonderful thing this is. Shout out again to Woodsley, capital city of the county of Essex, baby. I see there are some of our Windsor members are here too as well, and our Windsor Council members. Don't forget, Conservation Authority crosses all political divides, watershed-based decision-making. Thank you all.
Our next honoree, celebrating 25 years in the business of caring. Special people we call nurses. Special person we call Kristen Kennedy. Come on up, Kristen.
It's on? Yeah.
Yes, it's on.
There's a lot of pressure. Desserts next, so I'll talk quick.
Well, the sugar level, we're going to take everyone's sugar balances right now.
Yes.
25 years in the business of care.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For being one of our honorees tonight. Tell us about Erie Shores Healthcare.
Erie Shores Healthcare makes me a little tearful when I talk about it. It's been a long journey to get to Erie Shores Healthcare. I've been there 4 years. In the last 2 years, through a pandemic, coming in as a new CEO. It's a 58-bed hospital, now 75 beds during the pandemic. Small but mighty, and has a great footprint within the county. Services not only Leamington and Kingsville, but Stony Point, Bell River, Harrow, Lakeshore, Essex, and parts of Windsor as well.
I'd be remiss if I didn't start off also in saying thank you to your team for the cares of these last 2 years, the frontline people of Erie Shores Healthcare, Windsor Regional Hospital, Hotel Dieu Grace Healthcare, and many, many nurses this side of the border, crossing the border, serving our community in home care and things like that. What a couple of years it's been.
Yes, and great team. And I remember as a young nursing student, and as I made my way through leadership, as I watched leaders in Windsor, Essex County, thought how amazing it would be to be a CEO running an organization and be able to handpick leaders to work alongside me for the same mission and vision I have to service Windsor, Essex County. They've done exceptional work. Many of them are here tonight. And it's been a long journey for 2 years. And frontline staff, physicians, volunteers, and all of our partners in Windsor, Essex County.
A nurse is a nurse is a nurse, as we say. Why was the training and your education at St. Clair College so important to bring you to today?
Definitely. I stumbled on St. Clair College, actually. I come from a long line of teachers, and my parents are both teachers. And all I ever thought I could be or wanted to be was a teacher. And I went to University of Windsor for a year and floundered around wondering, how do I make a difference in the world? And I went to St. Clair College and took some science courses and stumbled into nursing. And the passion and commitment that the professors had there just shone a light on what I needed to do in my career as well. The hands-on experience just extended my passion for helping individuals, patients, their families, and our communities.
Well, a highlight of your career is tonight when you join the family of 125 Alumni of Distinction. Congratulations, Kristen Kennedy, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Go on over.
Good evening, everyone. 2 hard speeches to follow. I'm honored to have been selected amongst this group of individuals. I first would like to thank my nominator, Patty France. It is such an honor and a pleasure to know you and work alongside you in Windsor, Essex County. I would like to thank St. Clair College Board of Directors, the Foundation Board of Directors, as well as the alumni for this recognition. I remember the day vividly when Mr. Fairley called me to tell me the news that I had been selected for this award. It was a particularly challenging day as a CEO in a hospital in the middle of a global pandemic. It was an incredibly grounding moment for me to take a pause in that challenging moment and reflect back on being a nursing student, why I chose leadership, and the lessons I had learned and what I carry with me each day. I must recognize St. Clair College as a catalyst for my career in nursing and in leadership. St. Clair College nursing program merged theory and practical skill, and it uniquely set new grads up for a path of great accomplishment. I was so proud when my son told me he was going to St. Clair College for one of the new Bachelor of Honor and Honors programs, and what he would be able to accomplish as a graduate of St. Clair College as well. Since then, there have been a number of roles and so many colleagues and mentors that I have learned from along the way, many sitting in this room tonight, many of whom I consider cherished friends and family now. But I must admit the past 2 years have simultaneously been the most challenging, but also the most rewarding. I want to thank the Erie Shores Healthcare Board of Directors for their continued confidence in my leadership. I want to thank the leadership team. I am so privileged and honored to work alongside you each and every day. And most importantly, I would like to thank the frontline staff and physicians at Erie Shores for their heroic and inspiring achievements during this pandemic. I would like to take a moment to thank my family, my husband, my son, my parents, siblings, and my in-laws. I am also so excited to have my 9-year-old niece here to be able to see what I have accomplished and what she can accomplish in her little life. Having a career in healthcare isn't always easy and on the best days, and anyone in the field knows that a supportive family in a crucial time, and always to remember that. It really is something how time flies by. It seems like just yesterday I was on a campus, a bright-eyed student. That was long before Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and as I became a nurse and was on call with only a pager and no cell phone. But despite all of the technological changes that we've seen in healthcare and in education, the one thing that hasn't changed that I learned from St. Clair College is that the most important resource and the most important reason we're here is to take care of our people. And that is why I chose the profession I'm in. It's what I learned from St. Clair College, and one that I have not forgotten. In fact, the focus of people is how we were allowed to persevere through the pandemic, and it is what will help us thrive as a community moving forward through many of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for Windsor-Essex County. Thank you again. It has been an honor, and I am very humbled. Thank you.
We'll let you finish your dessert, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Thank you.
At St. Clair College, the paramedic program instructors are real-time paramedics. The principles that are taught are backed up with real-life experience. And for the students, they can be assured that what they're learning in the classroom is going to be applicable in the field. St. Clair College, rise above the ordinary.
Welcome back to this week's episode of On Air with St. Clair. Today we are actually off-site from the college with the Community and Justice Service students at Camp Cedarwood, and we are performing some simulations. Hi, Ali. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Can you tell us a little bit about your program?
Absolutely. So CJS, the Community and Justice Services, is such an amazing program because it tailors to such a wide variety of the justice services. So if you're interested in becoming a lawyer, it's a great program to take. If you're interested in correctional services, it's amazing. Social work and every little part of law, it really covers. So you really get to go into this program and kind of know what area you want to get out of it at the end.
What a wide variety of cool stuff. Now, we're actually not on campus today. Can you tell us a little bit about where we are and what we're doing here?
Absolutely. So we are actually acting as correctional officers and searching through all the inmate rooms for contraband. And contraband is basically goods imported or exported from the prison. So this is today a penitentiary.
So what type of student do you think would be interested in taking this program?
So for me personally, like I kind of always wanted to be a law student. That was really my goal in life. But really anyone interested in any kind of social services or working with people, I would say, because this program I think has made every single person such a people person and really tailored it to how we interact with people in the community. And we've done also plenty of community service projects, which are amazing. Like it has honestly connected me so much to Windsor community overall. So I wouldn't just say only law students or only correctional officers. Like no, it's open to everyone and it's amazing. Like you're definitely going to get something out of this program, whether it be more of the education side or more of the community side.
Wow, what a cool experience, and it is right here at St. Clair College. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thank you so much.
Creativity just doesn't happen. Creativity in some cases is something someone is born with. Either you are creative or you're not creative. You can be taught certain creative things, but not in all cases. I'd like to introduce to you our recent graduate is Tomoko Oxenfarth, and come on up, Tomoko. First, before we do anything, I got our cameras and everything going here. Before we do anything, I want to ask you a question. And who are you wearing tonight?
Who?
Yeah, who designed that?
Here, Tomoko Oxenfarth designed this one.
There it is. Okay, good. Come on over here. Tomoko, we are so pleased with your journey. We are so pleased with what you've done in just a couple of years as a graduate of our fashion design program. And let me tell you, if you haven't seen our fashion design, you've never been to one of those beautiful fashion shows that we do with Elaine Chatwood and our faculty and our students. It's unbelievable. We just had one a couple of weeks ago. Tomoko, tell us about your growing up and coming to Canada, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I born and grew up in Osaka, Japan. And the reason why I came to Canada is my parents love Canada. And since I was a kid, my parents at least once a year took me to Canada. And then especially Vancouver, British Columbia, usually we went there. But I love Canada. And also I played lacrosse when I was in college in Japan. And I visited Victoria Island to have a camp, maybe 10 days. And then I had a good time. I love Canada.
So good. So you've been with family to British Columbia. You went to Victoria, Vancouver Island, Victoria and everything. And you also went to Lake Louise, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that name Louise in a minute. So this is always fun for our marketing department and recruiting and everything. So tell us how, coming from Japan and only being here a few times with your family, how did you decide on St. Clair College?
So I was looking for some college teaching fashion design. And actually there's not that much in Canada. It's hard to find fashion design program in Canada. And then finally I reached St. Clair College. And then I searched. And it's really, St. Clair College has a nice, great, outstanding reputation for the fashion design program. So I thought, here's a place I need to study. So that's why I came over here.
What a story. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you. I want to just tell you a little secret and some stuff. Sometimes we do a lot of advertising on radio and billboards and magazines and television, and you just Googled. Sometimes it's just as easy as that, isn't it? Don't tell the boss. Just say it was the marketing department and everything has done well. So tell us about your company. Now, your daughter's here tonight, right? And your son? So do a little shout out. Who we got over there?
Yeah, they're sitting there. Yeah.
Your daughter, you want to wave? There she's waving at us right over there. And there's your son right over there.
Yeah.
So tell us about being in fashion shows. You've done a couple fashion shows in Michigan and others. So tell us about what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I graduated 2020. So before graduate, I applied the Michigan Fashion Week, and I could go through. And then I had I showed collection Michigan Fashion Week, and then after that, I start at Fashion Week in Toronto, and then after that, Toronto Kids Fashion Week. So 2020, I joined 3 Fashion Week. It was kind of hard because the pandemic started, and then almost all fashion show was canceled. But I thought I need to keep doing. I was keep looking, and then finally I could find the shows. And then after 2021, I joined Toronto Kids Fashion Week. And also I got a phone call from somebody organizing the Vancouver Kids Fashion Week. So they invited me, and then I went there too.
So you're doing work for ladies apparel and also kids, right?
Yes.
Toddlers? So do you do any bigger men's stuff like?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Yeah, how did you know? Yes.
All right, how about a tie? Do you do ties?
I
got a lot of compliments on the tie. You like the tie tonight?
I'll do that.
You do, okay.
Yes.
You already got the award, don't worry, I'm just talking. What was the most important thing about St. Clair College for you as a student?
You mean what I learned from?
Yeah, what you got out of it? Why was it important for you?
It's just amazing to me because they cover everything, becoming designer and then working in fashion industry. So I learned for sure sewing, draping, pattern drafting for sure, and also I learned fashion marketing and then how to illustrate and textile and then product development. So I learned many things, and then I didn't have a hard time joining Fashion Week because I learned everything. I'm the most person prepared for the fashion show. So organizer was so surprised. Where did you learn? Oh, I graduated St. Clair College. So I really appreciate it. I didn't have a hard time because I learned everything.
So here's a recent grad, folks. Michigan Fashion Week, out west in Alberta, Banff, Toronto, and working during a pandemic, starting her business. Her business name is Maison Louise and .ca. We'll put that up for advertising for you because we help advertise our recent grads. So we'll put that up for you. And Louise is from what? From your favorite place in Canada, right?
Yes, it's from Lake Louise because that's the place I got impressed when I reached Canada first time. It was so beautiful, and I never see the beautiful lake before. And there was lots of flowers. The combination of the color was so amazing. And when I think about my brand name, for sure I want to use the name. And Louise is really a little bit traditional name. I know that, but I really wanted to use the name. So that's where I'm from.
As beautiful as that is, and I hope you continue learning because now you know about Lake Louise. Have you ever been to Woodsley? Not yet.
No, not yet.
We have a tour guide over there. The problem is he's going to take you in a pickup truck with a red light and yellow lights blinking on and off. Tomoko, we are so pleased with you and congratulate you and welcome to the family of Alumni Distinction. Go ahead and get your trophy. Thank you.
Thank you, St. Clair College, for this incredible award. I didn't expect it, and I'm so glad. And I am humbled to receive this special honor. And special thanks to go out to everyone who helped me, the whole fashion design program, instructors. There's 3 ladies sitting down there, Elaine Chadwood, Edie Squirty, Lori Moore. They are both your great instructor, but not only instructor, they are really experienced designer. Especially Elaine, she taught me how to success as a designer and not too afraid of any challenge. I was so lucky I could learn everything from them. And also, I want to say thank you to my sponsors and my mentors and my team, my classmates, and my models. And I want to say thank you to my sweet family. I didn't know anybody here. I met him and I married him. And it's so quick. We got a tiny miracle. My son, Choma, he always brings us smile, laugh, and happiness 24/7. And my daughter, Lilika, she's helping a lot. And today also like babysitter. And she is sometimes working as a model for my collection too. She's becoming a teenager. She's sometimes sassy daughter, but she's my best friend too. And my husband here, my cool husband, he is my best friend and a great father, and he always pushing me in a good way and my better half. And if I didn't meet him, I'm not standing up here. Thank you. So congratulations also to the other nominees. And thank you again, and enjoy the wonderful night.
You know how subtle that was? Our president over here just slipped her business card and said, we'll talk later about some outfits. And she's got a grandson, a couple of years old, so there's something on the horizon. I can see Maison Louise coming to St. Clair College. Anyways. We want to talk about our final honoree tonight. His name is Chris Valdori. And to help speak for him is our nominator for him, Steve McEachern. And Steve, being a faculty member of ours, celebrating Chris tonight, who is a class of 2010 advertising, social media manager for Canada for Skip the Dishes. And probably 3 years ago, no one knew what Skip the Dishes was. And trust me, all of us now know what Skip the Dishes means. Come on up here, let's have a little talk there, Steve. Come on over. So, we're going to talk about Chris, not able to be here. It's all these go-getters up in Toronto, you know what I mean?
Busy guy.
Oh, busy. He's, you know what? Chris is at Dave's comedy act with Rick Mercer.
It could be.
Yeah, and comedy night in Canada tonight. But what was so outstanding about Chris?
So for me, one of the reasons why I nominated Chris, was his ability with leadership. And within our class, I always said there's sort of like groups, sections of kids within a classroom, and Chris was able to sort of bring everyone together, and everyone sort of followed what Chris did. So Chris had incredible leadership skills and leadership abilities, and it was noticeable very early on. You got a class of 40 kids, and Chris brought them all together.
And one of the big things was one of the placements he went on was a place called Endeavor Marketing.
Yeah.
So tell us about how that works with your advertising students and how they get to go out in the real world.
Right on. So what we have within our program and within a lot of programs at the college is an internship placement, a work placement. Basically what it is you find the student's area of strength, and then we try to find them a placement in order to embellish on that. So Chris, his area of strength, he wanted to get involved in event marketing and event management, and Endeavor, that's all they do. They create events, they create all kinds of things like that. So he spent his internship there, which is about 5 or 6 weeks, I think, at the time. And then that was in Toronto, and then he stayed in Toronto and he got a job within Endeavor, and one of their clients was American Express.
So that's what it was. So they were out there, our students, having a placement, working in Toronto, doing very well, finishes the placement. This Endeavor wants him. He had a 10-year stint for the American Express credit card company in Toronto. He was also, in talking to him, the person who helped bring everything for American Express Canada to a whole new level of sales. They never even were in Canada without Chris's help and media and everything. Started with the liaison with Chris at the Pearson Airport.
Yes.
With them, with kiosks and everything. Folks, this is our student who graduated just in 2010. Bringing in American Express, the name of business credit cards, bringing it to Toronto, and so amazing.
Well, once he finished executing that launch for American Express within the airports and things of that nature, they brought him to New York, and he was their marketing analyst, senior marketing analyst in New York, and then from that he moved into social media and was a global social media manager for American Express in New York for about 5 years, and then he came back to Toronto. And that's when he started Skip the Dishes.
Skip the Dishes, and he is on the thing. I talked to him, he was heading out west, he's traveling around, he's got a lot of opportunities, but Chris has done so well. And you as a faculty member and every one of our faculty who invest in our students, that's the story. And that's why every time we have these Alumni of Distinction, we try to get our faculty here that taught these students and our retirees come back and tell their stories, because how important it is for you to see, give them roses.
Absolutely. And the great thing, Chris, I talked to Chris the other day on the phone, and he mentioned to me that some of the things he remembers, he's still in contact. I look back at the students that he was in class with. There's a lot of really successful kids in that class, so there's going to be probably quite a few more Alumni of Distinctions from that same group of kids as I look at it.
Oh, so you're going to nominate more, you're
I'll
saying?
nominate more, yeah, absolutely, from that same class.
He's just here for the dessert, folks, let me tell you.
The dessert was fantastic.
It was dessert.
It was good. But Chris is saying, like, he's still in touch with so many of these kids. He started rattling off names. I'm going, oh my God. And then even one of the kids he mentioned was actually my son-in-law, who was also a graduate in that same program. So Chris is one of these guys who doesn't let go. He has friendships and he hangs on to them. Does a real good job of that, and he does that in the business world too.
Great. Thank you, and thank you to all of our faculty who've invested in these students, whether they're Alumni of Distinction or not, but this is the payoff.
Right on.
And that, so thank you, Steve.
Thanks, John.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure, man.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to call up all of our Alumni Distinction honorees. Come on up with your trophies. We're going to have a picture here with everyone. So I want to thank you, John Feldman, Jid Sovereign, and our President, Patty France, for being here and hosting tonight. Thank you. Again, I want to thank all the, come on up, Alumni of Distinction, while you're making your way up here. Come on up with your trophies and everything. I want to thank the staff and chefs of the St. Clair College Center for the Arts. Have a round of applause for all of them. Our students and staff that are part of tonight, serving all of you. I'd like to thank our St. Clair College Advancement Office with the foundation and the alumni for helping put this together. I'd like to thank my office as well, the recipients, family and friends, all those that nominated. And on behalf of St. Clair College and the alumni, we want to again thank everybody for being here tonight. All of our recipients, don't worry, I'm going to get out of the way, so don't worry. I don't want to be in your way. Oh, I'll get out of your way. So here's what's going to happen. All of our, follow me on the camera because I don't want any problems with our MP. Eric Kazmierczak has done a beautiful certificate for everyone. All of our alumni of honorees tonight will be getting that. And again, we thank those that have stepped forward and everything. So on behalf of all of us here tonight, I want to thank all of you for tuning in to your TV, and we appreciate their partnership year after year. So ladies and gentlemen, one more time, congratulations to all of our 2022 honorees of Alumni of Distinction of St. Clair College. Good night, everybody.